Hi guys, Mystic Oracle here. Sorry I haven't been here. Been dealing with some personal situations, physical. Had an accident, but I'm back and feeling much better. A little sore, but getting through it. And I'm back to do readings. I wasn't feeling so well. I ended up with, a nice lump. Was suffering a little bit of headaches and stuff, so I wasn't really doing any readings at the time. But I am back, feeling better, and it just seems like everything just kind of piled on top of me shortly after the last stream. So just some updates, Facebook as well. That way we'll be able to do like interactive ones while we're out at like the park or somewhere and just actually being in touch with Mother Nature on a more personal level. So you can find me at Mystic Oracle, Tarot, and Metaphysical Services. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you that have made those donations for your readings. For no one, so I'm very grateful. So like we normally do, we're going to start off with what's going to happen, right? So we'll get started with that like we normally do. Enjoying my life. We've got some great weather. It's like 21 right now and it's hot. So my hair, I put it up today because I was not having it down. It's way too hot to have it down. So I thought, well, we'll try something different. I don't usually wear my hair up and actually let the public people see me with my hair up, but it looked okay today. So I thought, why not, right? So we're going with the Spirit Animal Dreaming deck today as a bonus to the Angel Therapy and the regular Tarot. So with that said and done, I had changed I'm still working for the same company, but I changed lines because the other one, and I was getting phone calls at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So I was ending up like on night shift, and I wasn't liking that, making a decision when I was going to log on and when I wasn't, especially when I wasn't feeling well, was not very impressive. So we're going to cleanse the energy around us. Cleanse the vibration. We don't want the negative. We want positive. We want the guides to give us the good messages. It'll help with, life decisions and information. So yeah. So, as far as that's changed, not much has changed on that level. That doesn't really change. That is my routine on a daily. So I saved my smudge today for this. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's about it. But I just did an update. I've got readings on Facebook, being able to be booking there as well. Due to, working as well, I have to, keep my side of my life going. And Elizabeth, hi guys. I missed you guys so much. I was like lost without hanging out with you guys. I was lost, like seriously lost. But I'm feeling much better. Like I said, I'm glad to be back. Hopefully we won't have any more energy vibrations kicking ass, at the sake of, torture. But yeah, so I ended up with a nice little lump on my head. So I'm doing much better. It was actually like up here, and it was really sore. So I wasn't really doing any readings. I wasn't being intuitive at all. I didn't want to stress myself out. Just wanted to heal a bit and come back. So I'm back. Back in light and full of life, like always. And I'm glad you guys are still all here. I'm so grateful that you guys are still here. I know that I have had a lot going on for me. This has not been, a great start to the new year for me, but we're getting through it, one day at a time, right? So I know that I have KYK's birthday greeting to do, the live reading, because I don't do recorded readings. That's one thing I will not do for any of my customers or any of you guys. I will not provide a pre-recorded reading. I want to be interactive with you guys and be, in real time with you guys, so you guys get the right information at the right time, live. You know what I mean? So, giving you a pre-recorded reading just doesn't do it for me, because it's based on that energy at that moment, right? So you don't want to give a reading and pre-record it, and then they get a chance to see it like whenever they have time to view it, and then the energy has changed. So I don't give the reading pre-recorded. I give it live. I'm interactive with you. I want you to have the information as you're needing it. So if you're wanting a pre-recorded, I can do a pre-recorded. If you want like one of the longer readings, or something like that. But otherwise, I don't do them. I feel that there's no need for them. Like it doesn't kind of prove worthy. They say that, oh, it's when you want to hear the message. No, what it's when you need the message, more or less. It's not when you want to hear it. It's when you need it the most, right? So with that said and done, that's the difference. So if you're wondering why I don't do the pre-recorded, the uploads, I don't do them. I just find no need for them. And I've noticed that a lot of readers are now going, a lot more of them are doing a lot of live readings, which is kind of cool to see that, they're kind of doing the same thing, giving the information as it's needed. So influence is great. Anyway, so Sean, not sure what, not Shun, not Shun. Well, welcome to the channel. Thanks, Lizzie, for bringing him here. Great to see you. Well, we'll be doing live readings. We did the smudge already, so we'll start with our energy reading that we usually start with, to check on and see what kind of the overall energy for the day is going to be for most of us. Or maybe that what we need to focus on for the week, or whatever you feel is necessary for your personal, space and your energy levels. Okay. So we're going to pull out, we're going to do it with the masculine tarot today, the masculine guys. I want to get in touch with the masculine side again. I'm feeling too feminine, not being that it's in a negative sense, but trying to stay balanced, especially with, relationship issues and everything going on. I just want to take care of me, number one, first and foremost, right? So I have to put myself number one first, and then, whatever happens after that is, fine and dead. But I'm looking after number one. So with that going on, let's see what the guides, what your guides, my guides, everybody's guides want to say today. All right, so let's see what's going on for our collective for the month of May. So we'll do the monthly one. Maybe we'll do the overall monthly for May, and see what's going on for you guys. What's going on for the collective? What messages need to be understood? Oh, there we go. Oh, a lot of changes are going on for you guys. Feeling like positions are changing, but everybody's looking towards the future, and the changes that are coming up are maybe not in balance with what you need to be focusing on. Partnerships may be coming to light, that maybe need to be reviewed, or kind of looked at. Feeling like there's a lot of releasing going on for you guys. Releasing of old ways, old patterns, taking the new journey, the new path. But you're walking away from things that not necessarily don't suit you, but you're sacrificing almost. It's like you're walking away, you're leaving things behind, but you're giving up. It's not that you're giving up, you're giving it almost like away, and just kind of leaving everything where it is. Like almost maybe like a spring cleaning on your spiritual sense. You know what I mean? Maybe changes in business, or your employment might come to arise that you might be wanting to lighten the burdens, lighten the energy that you're carrying around. Like you're struggling too much. And if you're feeling like you're struggling, maybe that's kind of, weighing on you, and you're not feeling like fully in yourself. And you're trying to shy away from the past. Like you're trying to get away from the past, but it's really difficult for you to transition from the past into the present, into the future. So I feel like the main goal for a lot of you is that you're trying to transition from, weight, being burdened down with the struggles and the daily routine, the grind. You want to just kind of, lighten the load and just kind of take a break, maybe take like a hiatus from, maybe what you're doing right now currently as employment, or in relationships, whatever it may be, right? And it's going to lessen the stress. Like maybe you're, like the manager, or, a higher up CEO of a business that, you just have had enough of having to deal with everybody else coming to you and being, I need this, I need this. It's like babysitting children. You know what I mean? So maybe you're feeling that, the responsibilities, you just want to let go of them for a while. So this could be very based on looking to letting go of some of those responsibilities that, you didn't want to take on, but, lightening the load, but being determined, in love. Like, a lot of people are wanting to stay in the partnerships when it comes to a love relationship, but then they may not be feeling balanced right now. Like, their core is unbalanced right now. You know, we have, okay, so what do we have here for the numerology part here? Let me see. It's like you guys are you're following your guides a lot better. Like, you're actually taking your intuition more seriously. You're more in depth and more in touch with it. um, what your guides are trying to tell you, or your instincts are telling you, keep following them, because you're starting to move into that direction of following your intuition, following your guide, your gut feeling on things. Stick with it. You're heading in a better direction, where you're not feeling like you have to give so much of your personal self to anything in your life. But you're still having a hard time separating from the past, old routines, old traditions, and old habits. So that's what's kind of going on for you guys, um, as far as the cards for your overall energy. So you're headed down the right direction. Your instincts are the ones that are going to lead you down in the right direction for where you need to go. And even if you're second guessing yourself, you can ask for guidance on that. And sometimes, you can't expect like an immediate answer. Like, it's not going to be like snap your fingers and your answer is going to arrive, right? You have to give it time to, be aware of what you're manifesting. If, your thoughts throughout the day, be very, very careful of what you're thinking about. If you're thinking about relationship and you're thinking about an ex, or you're thinking about, a past situation that, you can only remember kind of the good times, and you're kind of reminiscing about it, thinking, well, maybe I should try it again. Maybe I should go about it again. And if you're manifesting it, but then you forget all the memory of that experience, make sure you have that experience memories really figured out, because you may end up getting into like they say, past relationships repeat themselves. That's because when you break up with someone, that's all you're thinking about. You're manifesting. That's what your thought train is going on. So if I would say, like, thinking about a past lover or a past relationship, and I'm thinking about all the good times, and I'm not remembering the bad times as well, and finding that balance within that relationship that made it go kind of up and down, and finally break, then that's what I'm going to manifest into the next one. I'm going to carry that energy from that relationship into the next. That's what they call baggage, right? And so just be aware of your thoughts when, especially if you're going through, a breakup, or a finalization of employment, or something, right? Be aware of your thoughts, because that's where your channel is connecting with the universe, and it will only bring you what you are thinking about, what you want to manifest. Your thoughts are very, well, I would say contagious almost, but it's very, it's a lot more in depth than a lot of people think. A lot of people think that, oh, well, it's nothing, right? No, it is something. It's something that you're manifesting, that you're thinking about continuously. Don't become the thought. Just, be yourself, and live in the present, and just be aware of those energies. That's what I find with a lot of people that I do readings for, especially on the line, is they're thinking too much about the past, and they're wondering why they're over and over again. Right? If you don't get out of the rut to begin with, you'll stay in the rut. Sean, Elizabeth, Adama, and Brianna, 1111. Hi, guys. Julia, hi, how are you? I'm doing much better, feeling much better. I'm glad to be back and back doing the channel. For those of you that came in a little bit late, I am going to start doing Facebook Live videos as well, so you can catch readings over there as well. Because I'm not always able to do the YouTube ones. If I'm out and about and I just get a message, I want to be able to record it and just do it there, right? Not have to wait till I get home and then try to remember what it was that I was supposed to communicate, right? So we're going to be doing things randomly, being more direct and in the moment kind of energy. Okay. So Brianna, how have you been? I haven't seen you for a while. You haven't been here for a little while. Things okay? Things are going okay? I hope so. Yeah, I'm grateful to be back. You know, like having that accident with the bike just wasn't the smartest thing. I still don't even have a helmet. Just got my bike actually up and working again. My ex-partner there ended up fixing it, and it's running good, and repairs have been done on it, so that's good. So hopefully I'll be back up riding it within about a week or so. My hip's still a little bit sore, but you know, we're still gonna keep it going. But we'll see. Keep you posted. I want to be able to, be able to take you guys out with me on a bike ride. You know, like there's a park that I really enjoy going to that I found, and you can actually like put birds in your hand. The little birds will come jump on your hand and eat out of your hand while you're standing there. They're very tame, just bizarre. You know, like squirrels and everything. Just the whole nature thing just is amazing. So yeah, so we'll be hopefully being able to get that done now that it's nice weather out. It's sunny, it's hot. You know, I just have to watch my water levels and everything. So we'll maybe try to do outings and shit with you guys and just kind of take you around my city and just show you all the gorgeous things in life and giving you a whole different way to even look at the life around you, right? So, being on a more spiritual connected part for all you. So we're not just going to specifically do readings every day, because we can only do so many, and my energy level gets, kind of shot because I work as well as do the live stream. So now I can breathe again. So, Elizabeth, how are you doing? So is there any questions that you guys have in regards to, the expectations of the channel? Pretty much everything, is if you're an adult about it, we can handle it, right? We're family here. We take care of each other. If I am, some of the just kind of the basic rules here, if I'm in a reading or I'm doing someone's reading on the YouTube channel, I prefer not to be interrupted or questions asked personally to me. You can ask one of the moderators. We usually have a moderator in the room, and they can kind of let you know if there's a list, how to get added to it. Whatever you need to know is basically they've been here long enough that they know what is, kind of the routine for the channel to get your reading done and everything else. So check in with the moderators. That's why they're here. And I love my moderators. They're great help, and they keep everything running smoothly for me. So, we've got to give a shout out to our moderators. So moderators, thank you very much for being here and providing your services as well. Okay. So, hey, I'm very grateful. Very grateful. What else was there? Oh yeah, we're going to do a spirit animal reading today. And we'll do an oracle angel therapy reading. And then after that, we will see about doing some personal readings for people that have, like one question. That's the other thing when we do readings here on the channel. We do one question readings. So if you have a question or you just want some insight into a situation, we find the solutions and we find options. I don't give you a direct answer because it's up to you to make the decision yourself. I'm just, a channel for the information to come down from your guides if you're not connected with them. All right, so we'll start with a spirit animal reading. I haven't used these in a while, so, I haven't had them out of the box or, needing to get a little bit of work done. I will be buying some more cards here probably in the next week or two. So I found a better place to get them from. It's actually reasonably cheaper. Hang on, just down a bit here. And they're a lot, like they're not like $70, $80 ones that you can find like on eBay and shit. They charge you like $70, $80 for a deck. These ones are a lot cheaper. So, the donations that you guys make will be going towards those. Again, keep everything going to the channel, right? So nothing gets personally given to me, because it's your guys' donations to keep the channel going. So everything gets recycled back into the channel. Other than paying for my water or my coffee, that's about all you guys pay for. I don't really ask for much, I don't take it for my personal gain. It's like almost like non-profit. I don't really make much profit off of this at all. And that's not the intention for me as well. Right, is to provide you guys with the help. So if you get a personal reading today, we kind of hope that you make a donation to the channel, and even if it's the amount that you would spend on a coffee, that is fine. There's no real expectation from the channel that you have to do it. Other than if you are booking a private reading, then the prices are down in the description box. You can check them out. So the other the other thing I want to let you guys know is for the balance of the month of May, there's going to be 15% off all readings. So if you get like a 15-minute reading for $10, you'll get 15% off. That'll be donated back to the channel. And I'm thinking about maybe kind of signing us all up as a group collective to be supporting like a cause out there that is important to the communities around us. So I'm going to see about what causes we have around us that are kind of spiritually awareness based, that are helping and providing something back to the community. I really want to get more active in that. So as a collective, we need to help other people that may not be aware of what's really going on for themselves. So I haven't decided yet on which one or what causes are available. But if anybody knows of some good ones that we can do, either donate money online or whatever, let me know, and we'll see about getting that signed up. Okay, and we'll just kind of take a kind of overview of people that are here on the channel that donate. We'll take a kind of like a poll to see which best kind of one to start with. Anyway, to start with something. Right? So that's what I want to do. I'm a person, so anything politically kind of backed, I'm not gonna probably be very interested in. But hey, I'm not the only one here, so it's not totally just up to me. Okay, so with that said and done as well, I got to write that down too. Online. Okay, so. So like I said, you can check my Facebook page out. It's Tarot, Oracle Tarot, Mystic Oracle Tarot, and Metaphysical Services on Facebook. It has that wolf picture that I do, that I have posted up here before. It's like that spiritual wolf. It's like neon colors and stuff. That's how you'll know which channel is mine. Okay, so let's see what spirit animal messages we have for today, and see what's going on as far as what our guides and spirit animals want to say to us today. Oh, wow. This reminds me of the raven for so much. So it's called the bowerbird, dowry. So dowry to me, because I was in like an interracial relationship before that deals with dowry, it's kind of like, the benefits, the financial benefit, or, providing assistance to services, like not for material gain, but for it's not really a monetary gain. It's like when when you have couples getting married, the female side will always pay for things. So like like they say that the bride side will pay for the wedding, right? So that's kind of like the dowry. They're paying into this relationship, which I don't know if it's really that much. It's not really that traditional anymore. I find that a lot of people that are in relationships are pretty much paying for, as a group, as a pooled energy, they try to pay for their weddings together, right? Because you're entering into a relationship together, so you should be paying together, not one side paying for everything, like the bride side or whatever. So, but it's still that way, like with old tradition people, which we need to like move them up and get them more in the now. So let's see, what do we have here? We have the Bowery Bird, so that's number 42. Or no, sorry, number 42. Where is it? Where are we? So it reminds me of that. I don't know. Oh, so there we go. So we have 118. So I don't know this card, so I'm just gonna see what it has to say for us here. Here we go. Okay, so the Bowery bird. I don't know if you guys can see him. But he looks like a little raven, like almost like a little guy. So it says the male Bowery bird is famous for his bower, the arbor-like mating nest constructed from interwoven wax-twig bark and rootlets, looking more like a golden arch than a nest. And complete, the bower is decorated with found objects of beauty, odds and ends gathered with passionate intent and decoys to attract the inspire the suitable mate. So, the main weakness of the bower is behaviors by proclaiming its necessary facet to dreaming. It's cleverly translated to obviously infiltrating mindset into sensible, realistic preparations for the future. If it were to ignore the innate desire to gather and collect, the male bowery bird would have nothing to present to its prospective mate. So, as a dowry, from the female bowery bird's perspective, the male who collects the greatest amount of objects will ultimately prove to be the most suitable mate. So, it's being materialistic, which a lot of people still do in this world. For me, it's not about that though. Like having everything, already provided takes the fun out of living. Acquiring things for yourself is so much more fun when you let go of things to bring new things in, right? So it's personally for me on the level of materialistic things. I used to be materialistic. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be very materialistic because that's the way I was grown up. I came from, you know, that and learned that from a young age. I was programmed to think that that's what was necessary to have a relationship. Realizing now that it's not so much about it, it's actually trying to find the actual true meaning. And look at how the incense smoke is just coming right connecting to the card, so it's pointing at that, right? So being aware of it, you know um superior level determination, dedication, and effort, which is fine. Like the man should take care of the woman, I agree, to a certain level, but the woman should also be contributing to the man. I find that if you don't have that balance between the two of you, or the understanding of that balance, a lot of things might get complicated or misunderstood or misconcepted, right? So it all depends on what your personal values and personal morals, values, expectations. I've learned to lower my expectation to a certain degree. Having very high expectations was always going to meet me with conflict. It was always meeting me with failure. It was always meeting me with, not feeling, you know, want the relationship, like it just wasn't there. Whereas if I took a few of those expectations and said to myself, well, I can't expect this because of this, and not making excuses for it, reason of changing that, kind of idea. But if you want to be materialistic and pay into that, then you're more or less, and I don't want to get political, but you're contributing to the corporations, right? You're contributing to having, brand name things. You're paying for the name. You're not paying for the thing. If you look at it, it's all made in China. It doesn't matter where you buy it from, whether you buy it from a Nike or Adidas. It's all made in China or some third world country that doesn't even take pride in who's making it or taking care of their employers properly, right? So there's a lot of things around why I became less materialistic as I grew older and started understanding things. It wasn't so much about things that I had. It was more about um, or things that were brand name. I used to be a very brand name baby kind of thing with my kids. My daughter, she still is a brand name. She will never buy anything but Nike. She's like a Nike nut. And as far as to me, Nike is now I know everything, right? That's what Nike stands for. But do they really know everything? I don't know. I have yet to figure that one out. But whenever you're seeing someone wearing a Nike shoe, then they think they know everything because they're wearing Nike, because it's a brand name. They think they're all that in a bag of chips sometimes. So sometimes having that dowry on a spiritual level is more valuable than having the physical thing, because the physical things can be gone, be taken away, and then you're left with nothing but yourself, right? And if you don't have that spiritual materialism within your personal self, you will never value a material item, right? You'll never have gain that understanding for it, right? So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm, just going on my personal things, but so anyways, so the accumulation and contribution of the Bowery Bird's gifts is for the people. Okay, so it's giving to others, not so much giving for a personal superiority or level of materialism, but it's more or less so that you can offer that what you have to someone else that may need it, right? So you're always thinking about others and how you can be of service, how you can be, more compassionate, more understanding, and more, I don't know the word for it right now. So by appearing in the card today, the Bowery Bird is making preparations for the next phase of life, which could be why we had the reading earlier, is that, we're all moving in different directions. We're taking on different energy now. We're letting go of things and, just kind of leaving them there, right? So that kind of correlates with our energy reading for the month of, walking away, leaving what you have behind, for somebody else to be able to use it. So say like in a relationship, as an example, you're in a relationship and, it gets 50-50. That's how they say it should be, right? But for me, if it was me, I would walk and I would take, a bag of clothes. I would take the important things to me that, have important signification for memories, like my kids' pictures and stuff like that, personal things for me. And I would leave everything behind. Personally, for me, I would just walk away from it. I did that in my marriage. I walked away from it, left him everything. That was it. I walked away. I didn't need it. Where am I going to, or why would I want to keep on to something that has a negative energy vibe from that relationship? There's nothing, good from that relationship. So why would I want to take that item and bring that energy with me? Okay. And I'll get into explaining why I think that way. Dealing with spirit guides and everything, and spirits and energy that's attached to furniture. My house got really weird for a while because I was having items brought into my home that had still energy attachments to it. So I was getting the spirits and the energy attached to that item. I was getting them coming through my spirit box, and it didn't make sense to me at first. But then as I got to understanding them and hearing them, then I was understanding it. So it's like my partner was being a Bowery Bird. He was bringing items to my house, and it was like, okay, enough. Like, stop already. You don't need to do this. You know what I mean? Like, this is not why I am with you, for what you can provide me. It's not about that. It was like just too much. It was overwhelming, right? So, encouraged to begin gathering together. And then you talk about people having this end of life, like the world coming to an end. My thought on that is, really? Anyway, productive future for yourself. He asks you build your bower and prepare your dowry in the form of extra and further studying, saving, self-worth, spiritual development, or something else. So that is your message for today. So that is in with our energy reading of, look after number one so that you have everything that you need, or that you want. Needs and wants will always be provided for by spirit, by the energy, by the universe. When you actually manifesting stuff that you need, that is showing the universe that you're having a lack of. So it's kind of like has a negative, reinforcing the negative for yourself. So try to think more positively when you're trying to manifest items into your life, or people or situations. Be very, detailed. Like I always say, details. It's like the details are in the pudding, because the pudding doesn't taste good without the milk, right? So you got to make sure that you have all the ingredients to make that, the most amazing experience, or, the manifestation that you want for your life. Okay. So we'll check in with our angel oracles and see what they have for personal development, healing, energy. I'm going to see what they have to say today. So can we get an overall energy or for the next month that we can kind of reflect on for the month of May, please, Spirit? What is the overall for the collective for us to focus on for the month of May? Whether it be healing or direction, intuition, what is it that we need to focus our energy as a collective for the month of May? All right, so let's see what the guides and angels have to say for us. they take a little bit of time with this one because they like to be very, very direct and comes out very, very. Sometimes it comes out in your face, so that's why when I do my readings, I don't hold back any information unless it's seriously personal. I usually don't sugarcoat it for anybody. So if you can't handle, direct answers or direct information coming towards you, you might want to maybe check out a different tarot reader because I do direct information. I don't pull any, oh, it's going to be okay. And, I don't sugarcoat it. I'll just tell you straight out, it's going to be okay. My fucking ass, it's going to be okay. All right. Like, it's going to be like a shit show kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat it and make it sound all pretty and dorky because, in all reality, it may be a shit show. And if you're not prepared for that shit show, then you may just, give up now. Okay, so we have the Angel Oracle, Therapy Oracle cards. Bought these ones, I don't know, about a month ago. I haven't really been using them. I've been using them on the line that I work for, do readings on. So all right, so we're still having some stuff come up from the last time that we did. We had the throat chakra that we were working on, being more vocal, being, working with your voice and making it clear your intentions or your needs or your manifesting, has to do a lot with the vibration of your words, right? So if you're manifesting that you want to have, you'd like to have a new pair of shoes show up, then you'd be like, universe, I would really like to have something that blah, 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 right? I could really use, never put need, I need, or I want. Always like I could use, or I could, I would like to have, so it's not being any intention of that you're suffering at that moment with a negative kind of intention behind it. So be very careful when you're doing your manifestation. Your words play a big role in it. So when you're asking for things with this, that's where a lot of people get caught up. Is that lump in your throat? They say, like that old myth, that old saying of you got a lump in your throat, you can't speak. That's what you have to clear. Like when somebody goes to speak, that clear their throat, they go, you know what I mean? When they want something to say. So using that and gaining your power back to using your voice to express your ideas or your wants, your expectations, that's the only way a person's going to understand. Because if a person can't express how they're feeling through a vocal sense, you're never going to get the right message, because body language doesn't always give you the answer. It's not always going to tell you, but you can read it very good. But if a person doesn't express it, and confirm it kind of through the vocal area, you would never know, right? So working on that. So the angels are helping you lovely speak the truth, right? So speak what is on your mind. Don't sit there and hide it, because, you have every right to be heard. Like, the respect has to be given to a person when they want to speak. Like, we're all quiet when somebody speaks, and, we let that person say what they have to say. Sometimes it's not, communication gets lost, or the style of communication gets lost. So, with confusion of the communicator, right? So, and we still have, if you get nervous, focus on service. So that's an easy one to remember. So if your entire intention is answering the question, how may I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs, like I was saying earlier. So when you need something, like your bills are always going to get paid because you work every day, and you know that you are doing all that, you're providing your intention to make sure that you have, the resources that you need, right? Parents, this is a really big card for me, because I feel that, I lost my parents when I was young. I lost them when I was in my 20s, and really never had, any guides on a physical plane teaching me or showing me how to do things. I had to basically learn a lot of it by myself. Really didn't have a good connection with my adoptive parents. After the age of 14, things really went south, and I just never communicated with them. So I never really had any adult direction. I kind of went through life kind of making my own decisions, making some unfortunate decisions that caused things in my life negatively, and but I learned from them. Whereas everything that is a learning thing that your parents don't get in the handbook to understanding you as a person, which is the same for everybody. Everybody doesn't have a handbook, but your parents are the ones that are going to guide you in the right direction. They're going to protect you. They're going to offer the guidance that's going to be in your best interest, even though you may not see it as that. And saying, I'm an adult now, I can handle myself. Words of advice: take their advice sometimes. Give them the opportunity to express themselves. Their ideas sometimes aren't bad. They've got a bit more experience in life. They've been through the kind of the rigmarole of life for the most part, and they have insight. So respect what they have to say. Give them the opportunity like you would your friend or anybody else. Just give them the opportunity. So the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you and the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with the mother or father. And that's a good thing for me to focus on for the month of May, right? So even I, as a reader, I still have work that still I have to do. I'm not 100% perfect. It's ever changing. It's always there's something new that comes up for me emotionally. Healing that emotion has been very, very hard, especially for 3 years. I was like crying 24/7. I was like emotional basket case, losing my mind, just everywhere, and everything was just coming up. And my partner was not was not like, what do I do? Like, how do I help her? How do I fix her? You can't fix somebody. You have to allow that healing to start internally and allow them to fix themselves. Even though they don't want to look at it, it will come up, especially if you're doing your meditation and your healing, it will come up. And just to be expectant of it, that even while you're doing your meditation and you're trying to heal, your heart chakra or whatever it is that you're trying to heal, those emotions are going to come up. Just acknowledge them, feel them, and if you want to heal from them, then focus on that one emotion. Don't try to do like 16 or 17 at the same time, because it'll just kind of get confused, and then you kind of lose touch with the actual original emotion that you're getting. So don't kind of cross your lines, because it doesn't really help. It just kind of extends things longer, and the communication from your brain to your heart just gets lost in the translation or transference of that energy, right? So, and then to realize that you are a powerful light worker, that you come from light, that you are light. It's safe to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings you great blessings and love service to the divine. So, you're doing yourself a service when you're doing somebody else, and how it feels. Like when you do something good, you get that, kind of warm, fuzzy feeling that your soul is actually telling you you're on the right path, right? So I just wanted to see what the overall kind of action is for them. So let's just kind of go over that quickly. 59. If you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention in answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? So the action steps are sitting quietly, visualizing yourself, conducting a healing session, giving a psychic reading or seminar, writing a book, or doing something spiritually based intention. Imagine that people involved, such as your clients or audience members, smiling with receptively at the service you're providing. Feel your heart opening to these people who are brimming with gratitude that you're giving so joyously. See all of your material needs easily provided for, knowing that you focus on giving, the universe automatically gives you back. So he that asks shall receive. He that gives shall receive, right? So, if you have something to give somebody. And I'm going to tell you a story about a person that I had a conversation with. And there was one time a gentleman came up to me and asked me for some change for the bus. And the city that I live in, there's a lot of people that do that, like homeless people. And, whether you're homeless or not, it's not supposed to be a condition as to whether you should get money for bus fare. If you need it, then you need it. If you need it to get somewhere, for whatever reason you need it, once I give it to you, what you do with it is your decision, right? So it's just like the information I give. If you want to use it, use it. If you don't, then don't take it, right, to begin with, right? But anyways, I had asked this friend of mine, and I sat down and I was talking with her one night, and I said to her, I said, if somebody came up to you and asked you if they could borrow like $1, what would you tell them? Would you give them $1, or would you, tell them an excuse or that you don't have one, or whatever it is that you don't want to share? And she's like, oh, I wouldn't give them money, because they probably go and buy drugs or whatever. And it's like, if that person has a need for whatever they need to do to get through their life, whether, because a lot of people that have these addictions and stuff that a lot of people are scared of, have that underlying unhealing energy that they don't understand. Nobody's taken the time to even teach them any of this. So they don't have an understanding of how to heal it. I used to be an addict many, many years ago. I am no longer. I'm working through my life and doing much better things with my life than, I was before. But because I was hurting so much, I was self-medicating with booze and just drunk all the time and, just not doing, what I should have been doing. And that was trying to let go of everything, and heal from it, right? So if people were to understand that, you all are individuals and each of you may, react differently to a substance, whether it be pot or, harder drugs or alcohol. Everybody's going to react differently. Everybody's going to have a different experience with it. And that's because your chemical construction of a person is not going to be the same as a person sitting next to you. It's different. So your experiences are going to be different. That's why, some people can take Tylenol, some people respond to it differently than, So when you guys actually understand that, the medicine that you're taking to kind of heal yourself is not necessarily the best medicine, but it gets rid of that feeling, that numbness that you want to feel. But when you actually heal from it, there's no need for the medicine. You only take the medicine when, you want to actually enjoy it, and you actually learn to enjoy it differently. Like, I can't smoke weed, but, my neighbor can, people can smoke it around me and it doesn't affect me as like it would them, right? Because, I just can't do it. It's not medicine for me. That's not what, you know, um, back to the story here. But if the person needed it and what they do with it, what they take it for, is what they have to, kind of deal with later on, the karmic that they're creating with that situation. If they're not on point with why they're doing it, then, they're going to have to, it'll come up for them later. It's going to come back like karma. People will say, oh, karma is going to get you, and usually it does. It'll come back to say, hey, what was the lesson that you were supposed to learn from that? Why did somebody was in need, but you didn't provide, because you're too selfish, or, you didn't have it. Like, honestly, you don't have it, then say you don't have it, and that's being honest. Just be straight up and straightforward and direct. If you don't have it, or if you do have it, say, all I can give you is like 50 cents of that, but I can help you out the best that I can, right? It's up to you to figure out the rest, right? So you can't expect to have somebody hold you something back in regards to keeping that karmic energy balance for yourself. So that's a lesson for the day. So if it was me and somebody had asked me, for $20, I would like sit back and go, okay, well, what, when am I going to see it? Like, are you going to pay it back, or should I like not even count on it coming back? And if you loan money out, mind you, and you don't see it when the person says to, you can pretty much write it off. At least I've learned to do that. If I've loaned out money and I don't see it back on the day they've said it, then it won't happen ever again, and I'll have to kind of let go of that, leave that behind and say, hey, that was a learning lesson that I learned, is not to trust that person for their word, right? So it's all on your personal, how you feel about it. Take your feelings into account. If your intuition's telling you, maybe not, but you want to take a chance, then it's your gamble. It's up to you. If it's something that you feel comfortable with, then by all means do it. If you don't, express that. And that's that throat chakra coming out. Express, why, you're not feeling it. If somebody else has done this to you, express that, I've been taken for this before. I'm not doing it no more. Just express it and be honest and direct, right? Don't, sugarcoating anything will create a karmic to come back for you, because it was the ill intention of not being truthful, right? So you'll end up bringing the vibration back of somebody being less truthful with you again, right? So you just kind of want to nip that in the bud, and so that cycle ends, or that circle doesn't have to keep repeating itself, right? So yeah. Um, so anyway, so how's everybody in chat doing? Taurus girl, yes, I give the stranger the last dollar I had. You know, um, and whatever somebody is going to use it for, what you do with it is totally your decision, right? Like, like I always say, when I do your personal readings here on the channel, I'll give you the options. I'll tell you kind of the direction that things are going, and you have to figure out within your personal values or personal, expectations of which way that you want to go. But the options will be given to you and provided. What you so choose with the information, like they say, you can either take what you need and leave the rest, or take it all and take whatever you need. My door when I do my readings is open. When I do the live ones, for the one question, I try to give, the best information that I can, and what you so choose to do with that information. If you choose to do nothing with it, you take it and you do nothing with it, then you do nothing with it, right? If you come back and you're asking me the same question over and over again, you obviously didn't take the information from the first time and apply it, and so that things would change. And give it time. Like, don't expect the information I give you is going to work like a magic pill, and you take the red pill or the blue pill, and it's going to work a miracle, within like a short amount of time. Give it time to manifest and help your manifestation and create that connection with that energy. You have positive and negative all around you, and if you absorb more negative, you're gonna drain your batteries. You know what I mean? If you take more positive, you're gonna remain charged. If you have both, you're gonna be on balance, and you'll be a perfectly charged battery. Simple theory of thinking, right? Common sense is not so common for some people, right? And it's unfortunate, but when you actually provide that and give them a reason to be thinking on a more common sense basis, things change, right? So, all right. So, I used to rely on meat as medicine, but I have been detoxing going on a month now. I don't rely on anything for my healing. If you're a higher dimensional self, then I have experienced a higher level of experiencing the higher realms when I've used substances to get to that level. But it's not like an everyday thing. You know what I mean? To elevate the spiritual connection. That's just me though, right? Like, if I wanted to smoke weed, like that's what it would do to me, is everything would just kind of, the whole dimension would just like 360. It was like a whole flash came over front, and it was like everything just changed. But I wasn't understanding that that's because my brain and the chemicals in my brain were altering that mindset for me, right? Which it does. Any substance does. Alcohol, drugs, pharmaceuticals, anything that you put within your body that's a chemical base is going to alter your mood. It's going to alter your theory. It's going to alter everything about you. It's not, something that we keep within ourselves, right? So, it's not usually something that we use. But you can actually do reconstructive, not medicine healing, but medical healing just from meditation, allowing your body to regenerate its cells. And then the new theory is that apparently cells regenerate themselves over 7 years. Like every 7 years, your cells regenerate themselves completely. I don't know, like I'm 46. You'd never guess that I'm 46. I would, I don't have wrinkles, which I'm lucky. I look after myself. I don't go into spend a lot of time in the sun. I look after my skin. I wash it daily. I keep it moisturized and everything. Like, look, like that's about the most wrinkles I have. Well, other than my gray hair, but whatever, that's fixable. But like, I don't have any like major wrinkles here, where a lot of people, they have like these kind of wrinkles, like deep wrinkles. I'd have to make a funny face just to get the deep wrinkles, which is, whatever. Do more is meditate. I know I've been kind of slacking on my meditation as well. I think we've all gone through the addiction stage. And for anybody that can tell you that they probably haven't, I would like to sit down with that person and tell them that, you have an addiction. What it is, we're going to find out. But I guarantee you, by the time we're done, we'll probably identify at least 3 or 4 different addictions that you have, whether it be shopping, movies, or food, or drugs, or alcohol, or athletics, or exercising. Those all become addictions. So whether you're seeing it like that, people just like to point the finger at people that don't have a handle on an addiction. Okay, it's not so much of the addiction itself, it's getting a handle on it, right? Everybody's been through it, I'm sure. 100%. There isn't a person out there that can tell me that they're not addicted to something in this world, whether it be your cell phone, your email. You have to check your email. You know, you get OCD on some of these things, and people don't even, you know, compute. You know, they go to autopilot and they just automatically, you know, right? So, you know, you got to, that's what I mean. Where are your thoughts? Where, what you're doing, and how it's affecting your situation or your life. You know, whether you're going to change it or not, or just continue to go on autopilot, it's your choice. You know, but if you're not satisfied with the results and keep getting in your head, you're going to stop after a certain point of time, because your head's going to fucking hurt after smashing it into the wall 70 times. You're going to say after that 70th time, like, this is starting to hurt. Like this is not changing. Like, nothing's changing, and I'm not doing anything to change it though. Right. So there's action. You know, we have to put our lives into action when we're doing our healing as well. Right. So, yeah. So, any questions? Any personal readings or any questions for people? We can open up the list. If Elizabeth's still here, I'm not sure if she's still here, but we can open the list and start, you know, kind of fielding questions, and maybe do some personal readings. The other thing that I'm going to be doing also with the Facebook channel is I'm going to be doing photo readings. So if you have like a lost loved one that has transferred over to the other side, or that has passed away in the you know, that you would like to have, you know, kind of some answers or direction on to how they're doing or whatever, send me a photo of them, and I'd be happy to do a live photo reading for you guys. Just to, you know, even if there's somebody out there that wants to send a photo, you know, kind of get a photo reading, and I'll show you guys what it's all about. I would love to be able to do that for you guys and just show you how amazing the experience is. Okay. And that's good. You know, like, everybody changes. You know, everybody's body is always changing. You know, what your idea of fun was when you were 14 is different when you're 21, is different than you're 36. And, you know, you gradually start taming it down a bit. You know, like for me, I don't go out and party a lot. Like, I go out maybe once every 2-3 months. I'll go out and just get plattered. But it's not an everyday thing. You know, I'll sit down and have a social drink with someone, and, you know, have that one and be totally fine, right? And be good with just having that one drink. Or I'll, you know, have 2 or 3 and just, you know, enjoy the music and enjoy the environment, and know my limitations. You know, I can't drink like a Mickey and just, you know, be fine. Yeah. So, you know, I know my boundaries and what my what works for me and what doesn't, right? So, yeah. Okay, so Yasmin, we're starting with you first. We'll get started with these personal readings. Enough of me babbling. Let's get moving into the more interesting stuff, the personal lives of my channel. So, Yasmin, can you have, and don't forget, guys, have your questions ready for when we get to you. So now that I'm doing personal readings, I don't get interrupted. I don't pay attention to the chat. You know, if you have something to say, then we can do it after the reading, after your reading is done. Or if you want clarification, ask at the time that your reading is being done. Because if you come back a week later with the amount of readings that go on for me through the day between here and on the line that I work, you know, information does not always stay right here, because it's not my information to keep. So I don't keep the information. It's just a channel. It's a filter. It comes through, and it's like, as soon as we're done the reading, it's done. Like, I don't keep any of your thoughts or any of your experiences or information from this reading personally, right? So just remember that. I don't keep any of that, right? So if you want clarification on something, and it's, you know, a much needed clarification, if it's not, then I'll let you know to, you know, contact me through the email. Okay, so just so you guys are aware, you know, I'm not gonna go deep into personal information. I don't keep the information or the memories of it. I could keep notes on it. Okay, so now I'm gonna have my smoke break as I'm doing the reading. So I'll put a little bit of tobacco around. And I do that just because it's the spiritual shaman part of me coming out. I do healing as well. So the native part of me comes out with the tobacco, the blessing, you know, of the moment. So Yasmin, just for need advice, how to get out of my current situation, feeling stuck in life. I'm a Sagittarius. Okay, so you have the option of either feminine energy, or do you want to deal with masculine energy? Like, which one are you connecting more with at the current moment? Masculine or feminine? You know, you want direction. So personally, me, I would probably go masculine. because usually that is in correlation to like the father. We kind of take more advice from the father kind of energy, the over, the protector, the guider. So that's what I'm kind of feeling for you. Um, so it's depending on which energy do you want to kind of focus with, or if you connected better with your mother, the female energy, feminine energy, we can do the feminine. You can pull the feminine cards, and the feminine cards that we use are the Witch's Tarot. I love them. They're absolutely amazing cards. They're my go-to cards. As you can tell, they've kind of been through the ringer, but they are definitely my go-to energy cards. Oh, hang on. Gotta move this over here now. They're my go-to cards. I love them. Like they work. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Yasmin for her current situation. So what direction or options are available to her that she may be unaware of currently at this time, or if there's options from her guides that would be able to direct her in the right direction that's best of interest, even if it's not to suit her needs, that it be considered and taken into thought as far as making a informed, clarified decision. Okay, so let's see what your guides have to say. First card out is the Moon card. And we have the Page of Cups. So you're searching for the answer. You're tired of the chaos. Like, that's got to end. The chaotic part that you're maybe facing, or feeling that you have to be the ideal person, for this either it's for a person or it's for employment. Like you're being somebody that you're not. Okay. It's not like when you were young. It's not as easy as just bringing home a trophy and everything's okay, right? So the solution for you maybe is trying not to satisfy others. Think about yourself and just be your honorable self, like that throat chakra part coming out, and just being just being more focused on you as a person. Be the real you. Don't be what everybody else is expecting you to be. That could be one of the reasons why you're kind of feeling that you're stuck. Is that you're putting on I say front, because that's what I'm hearing, is that you're fronting right now, and basically unreal you. Okay. Your finances, you're focusing on financial parts right now, like you're wanting more out of life, like more abundance, more quality of life. Because you may not be focusing on the details, though, in regards to, you may be focusing on one specific detail and not focusing on as a whole, to figure out what details might need to be a little bit adjusted to get that balance back. And then we've got the shadow side card coming up. So, like that correlates with, being something that you're not. Like, maybe feeling like you're scared of allowing your true self to come through because of skeletons in the closet that haven't been recognized or acknowledged that they're there. The shadow energy that, so many people talk about, those shadows that pop up, the dark energy that shows around you. Those are energies that, are revealing themselves to you that you need to focus on, or possibly heal from, and understanding why they're there. And usually what I like to do is when I see a shadow pop up, I think about what I was just thinking about or what I was just feeling. And usually it's in correlation with that. That's why they manifest in our physical area as well, right? So there's definitely healing that needs to go on for you. Don't just focus on, the negative part of things. You have to take into balance, with everything that's being shown to you, or that's within this decision that you're making. Not manifesting just on the one. Kind of look at it as a whole recipe kind of thing, and see which ones you can tweak to make it a little bit more balanced, give you some more direction. Maybe things are off balance within yourself internally, so you're projecting out a different intention or a different perception of what you're going through right now. It may not be as bad as you think it is. You may be just caught in one emotion, and that's all you can see. You're not looking at the whole picture, right? You know, and that could be from past experiences of skeletons in your closet, the way you reacted to certain things or things that have happened in your past that, you know, you're still holding on to, that are still being brought into the situation that you're currently in, right? Um, you know, like you're searching for something in your life that is going to give you something of value, right? You're still searching for yourself. You could be very well looking for your how would you say, your internal self is being smushed down by the emotions, so you're not allowing yourself to grow and bloom, kind of thing. You know, like you're just the seed in the ground, and you haven't, you know, been watering that environment to make that seed grow or expand. You're just kind of, I'm here and that's all there is. You know, there's a lot more than just being here, right? There's a spiritual level that opens up new doors and everything for you, right? um, you know, it's not as easy, you know, when you're a child. Like if I could go back to being a child, I would go back to being a child for a moment, just to get a break from today's life, the rush and everything else. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple as, you know, you win a trophy and you get acknowledgement. You know, it's not like that anymore. You know, you have to, you work hard at your personal development to attain a spiritual connection with your guides and with other people that are spiritually, you know, kind of evolved, right? That's what we're here to do, is evolve from, you know, past situations, past life energy that comes with us into this life. So what I would say is, just focus on your true self. Don't worry about, you know, what has gone on in the past. The shadows in the background don't have to be a perception or brought into your current situation. Let them go and let them be part of that situation. Don't bring them into the new situation or the current situation. They're affecting your situation now because you've brought them there. You're not acknowledging that they're there and letting them go and just putting them away to that situation that they came from. It's time for them to go to that situation and stay there. That's where they belong, not with you in the current situation. Okay, does that make sense? So just being your true self will end up bringing you into a different kind of projection of your situation. It's not as bad as what you're thinking it is, because you're bringing that energy from the past experiences, and it's contaminating this experience that you're having right now, right? So it may not be a situation. It just is maybe a clouded, um, what do you call it? The clouded perception that you're having of it right now. Because you're allowing emotions to get tied into it from past situations that, you know, you've experienced before. So it's a familiar thing. So you run to that experience because it's something that's already happened. It's something that you feel safe doing. You have to step sometimes outside the box and stand up and say, okay, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to allow past experiences to destroy what possibly could be, you know, a positive thing in your life, but it's being contaminated by the shadows, the skeletons, the past experiences, right? Um, you know, the chaos that you're feeling is internal, probably chaos, and you're projecting that into your being. So if you spend more time healing the chaos within yourself, the internal battles that you're having with emotions and experiences, you'll find that it will lessen on your outward perception of things, right? So if that helps you at all, I'm not sure if there's anything else you want clarity on or direction, then ask. But that's what I was getting for you. And it's just mini readings. If you want to go more in depth, then we can do a longer reading, or, right? But it's just kind of touching the surface, you know, putting you in a direction that is going to help you move forward, not stand still. Okay. Okay. Right. So, like if this is in regards to relationship, just say, okay, I'm not going to get personal here because it's not what needs to be done. But say if it was a personal relationship with someone, like a friendship, let's say, and you know, you guys are battling or you're having arguments, can you reflect on who is having, kind of the negative energy, whether it be both of you or one of you, or, it kind of goes back and forth. Um, just kind of owning your part within that relationship and saying, okay, maybe I was a little bit, over dramatic for this situation. And my girlfriend got mad at me because I was over dramatic. And you have to own that experience. You have to own what your role was in that situation, right? So say you guys are battling and you're like, oh, well, you did this to me and you did that to me. Well, the other person's going to come back to you and say, well, you did this to me and you did that, so I'm going to get, payback. It's not about the payback. It's trying to understand people as an individual person, right? And owning your role, right? Don't sit there and say, well, I didn't do nothing wrong, and then sit back and reflect and go, well, maybe, if your gut's telling you that, I think you did. And understanding, your internal self, the heart and mind kind of thing, the connection. You know what I mean? So, are we still having the same problem with the parents? Did you have a chance to talk to your parents? I remember now, thinking back. Or did you, maybe you did a little too far? It's unfortunate, and I'm not going to, hold your hand through this, but I'm going to tell you that, it's time for you to be an adult, maybe grow up, maybe, be responsible for your life, and just disregard the toxic part, right? Walk away from that's probably where the overall energy coming earlier was, leave what you had there and move into a state of being your individual self. It's not that child energy, right? And I think that is a repeat of the cards that we got last time, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So maybe the independence part is where you're having, a conflict with moving into that independent self, right? You're so used to having people help provide for you that you're scared to stand on your own 2 feet. So maybe that experience is kind of pushing you in a direction of change, right? Leaving what used to work for you out the door. It's time to put it outside the door and, kind of revamp your whole living space and move forward and put new things into that living space, new experiences, new positions, new employment. And if you're manifesting, thinking about, I really want a good job, I really would like to have, well, you can ask for the job of your dreams. Whether you get it right away, I don't know. But I can say that if you're manifesting and you're saying, I would really like to have a job, but you're not putting into action, looking for that perfect job, or, fine detailing what kind of job you want, what kind of work do you want to do. You have to, it's like that resume of life. What experiences do you have that are going to get you that job that's going to be different, right? So the new chapter, new beginnings can be scary. Yes, they can be, but we have to do it. We have to, just dig our heels in and get her done. Like there's times when I don't feel like I have to work, and it's great because I work for myself, but I also still have obligations in my personal life that I still have to meet, right? Even though I don't want to, and I'll dig my heels in and absolutely refuse like a stubborn child. And I know that that's not the way to respond to it, but I still do it. It's a habit that I have to break. You know what I mean? So, it all depends on where you want to head with it. If you want to manifest and you're going to sit there and think that you're stuck, you're going to stay stuck. If you're going to open up and say, I'm not staying stuck. I'm going to put into action. I'm going to go out and, get out there and move around, because maybe there's a job that might pop up on your journey. You might be out walking around the city and all of a sudden, poof, there's somebody that puts up a help wanted sign because your guide brought you to that point. And look at that. All of a sudden something lands in your lap because you're manifesting the positive part of finding that positive thing that you're looking to move forward to, not looking at the toxic and all the stuff that's already happened. You're living in the past. You have to bring it now into the present and say, okay, I'm going to do something about this because this is what I want in the future. This is what I want to do. And this is where I want to be, and focus on this, not this area, the past. We want to focus on the future. Okay, so what you're thinking about right now is the negative. You're thinking and you're manifesting, like I said earlier in the video, is you're sitting back thinking about, all the stuff that's happened against you, all the things that are are working against you right now, and you're focusing and you're just manifesting more negative, and all you're thinking about. So that's all. If you're really going to take, you're not, you are. That's right. You're not, you are. So you are going to, you will do it. Positive affirmations for yourself. I am going to get that job, regardless, no matter hell or high water. I'm getting a job, and putting the intention out there, because it will repay you back. And to find a job is pure, then you will find the job. That's how it works. If you're not wanting to really work towards finding that job, it's not going to happen. You're going to stay over there, right? So it's hard sometimes, like there's days where I, stay in bed and it's like, oh, I don't want to get up. I do not want to have today. But then I look at myself and it's like, good morning. It's a good day because I'm awake and my eyes are open and it's time to start my day. Even though I, have to have like 4 cups of coffee to get my day going, but, I do what it takes and, do whatever it takes to get the day going. Sometimes it takes me an hour to get ready. Sometimes it takes me 2 hours to get ready. Sometimes 3 hours. But, I know what my limit is for that day. And I know if I have to kick my own ass to get my ass moving. It's like going into work with a hangover. You just do, regardless of how bad you feel. You just get up and do it. It's like, you get up and you have to eat. Even though you're tired and you don't want to, create something, you have to create because your body needs it, right? You need it for your experience, right? So, Sean. Oh, hey again. Everybody's just catching up. I think there's like about probably like a 20-second delay, 10 to 15-second maybe delay on the video. So, if you're kind of seeing like gaps and stuff, or you're getting the information late and it's not kind of coinciding with what's being said on the video, well, at least on my side, it's delayed at least 15 seconds. Okay. So, let's see. Sean, is Sean here? And if Sean's not here, we'll just bump him down the line until he shows back up or whatever. Let's see what's going on. All right, enough shuffling those cards. All right, so what kind of direction do you want to head in, Sean? What is your... Oh, I'm sore. My twin flame, turn attention. You haven't met your twin flame yet, or have you? Do you know who your twin flame is? I can feel her energy pull, but I don't know if I can trust her. Because you don't know her, you're not understanding her, so you want to know more about your twin flame. What kind of energy are you feeling? That she's a very needy person? Are you feeling that she's requiring a lot from you? You may have been in a past life, your twin flame could have been somebody that you provided 100% for, and that's what they're used to. That's what they're kind of requiring from you in this lifetime, not understanding that things are different, environments are different, things are different, experiences are different. Sorry, guys, I keep looking out my window here because we have people going by, and it's like, keep my eyes open, keep vigilant on this, because we do live like in a back lane way, so we get kind of some shady people, some not, but every time something goes by, I'm always keeping an eye, right? So, she's more so she's a control, and I feel her sadness. So you want to be the provider again for the emotional connection. That could be an okay thing. It's nothing wrong with it. Having an emotional connection with someone, unless it's like draining on you, then, opening up to that to kind of get the situation figured out, even though you don't trust her, that could be maybe something that she's done to you in the past. Maybe she's a manipulative person that, takes your energy and just does whatever. There's no regard for it, so long as she's getting what she needs. So she could be, the energy vampire in this lifetime that you have to put into check. Put it into check before you even open it up. Say, listen, this is experience. This is a path that I do want to go down, but there's conditions this time around. You know what I mean? Be very confident in yourself for the connection. You know, if you're going to be a weak energy, um, in control of your own energy, and it's going to be, you know, a weak energy that you're feeling, or you become weak when you get involved with this person, maybe it's time to take the energy back and say, listen, no, I'm not letting this happen this time around, because I'm not repeating this over again, and I want to be able to have a functioning relationship with you on a twin flame connection, right? The energy connection that you want with that person has to, you know, work for you this time. Otherwise, you know, because we're pulling all the energy from past lives that you've experiences that you've had with this person before. What's happening is they're only used to that energy. They're not understanding that, you know, this energy has come back from relationships that you've shared or lifetimes that you've shared with before that didn't work even then. So now you're repeating it again. You're still connected. And now you have to repeat that energy connection in this lifetime and understand it and figure it out, because you get this chance to do it, and this is why it's being presented to you now, right? And it doesn't mean that it has to be in a negative fashion. It can mean that you can heal from it and work it out. You know, like, are you just going to give up? And that's where a lot of people, they don't want to have the connection because it's too much work. Well, think about it. You've had like maybe 5 or 6 lifetimes together, and all those were different experiences trying to figure it out, right? Soulmate connections, same thing, you know. And a lot of people aren't seeing that. You know, like with my partner, I found out that we were back in the times of Mark Antony and Cleopatra. We had a connection even a lifetime after that, and we ended up dying in a church fire. You know, like, we've had traumatic endings, right? And this time I'm not having that traumatic ending happening within my personal space, right? I'm taking control of it and not allowing that to happen again. But I am working through that emotional baggage with this person. And it's very complicated because he's still stubborn. I'm still stubborn. Or if I'm not, I'm more stubborn now, and I'm not, you know, allowing that connection to be sucked from my side. I am standing my ground this time and not just, you know, going willy-nilly about it and taking it seriously now, right? So, you know, I also had an experience where I have a fear of water, where I drowned on the Titanic. I was part of the Titanic drownings, right, in one of my lifetimes, right? To find out that my partner has the same name as the actual ship. What do you call him? The master of the ship was actually has the same name as my partner today, right? And there is a picture of him standing next to the Titanic, and there's a gentleman standing next to him that looks exactly like his uncle, identical to the T, like mirror image of his uncle. And his uncle's already been in this lifetime and has passed, and it has still comes through as far as energy connection, right? There was an experience where I had a memorial, an obituary that I put in a frame for him, and I welcomed him into my home, and I put him on the memorial shelf and said, welcome to my home. It was Christmas, and I blew him a kiss. I talked to this other medium, and she says, do you like blowing people kisses? And I went, yeah. I just blew an obituary frame that I had just framed from my partner's uncle. And she went, well, he's blowing you one back. I was like, whoa, okay, that was a bit much for me to handle. Like, I can handle the energy and understanding that it's there. But when it starts replying back to me, that was like a little bit a hard thing for me to, it blew my mind wide open, right? Because I knew that it was there, right? So, yeah, it did. It really did. I won't do it. I'm not gonna, you know, end up sacrificing my life this time around. I want to live and enjoy and have fun, right? I'm not just gonna be fully willy-nilly and just, you know, just whatever, you know, throw caution to the wind and hoping that everything just doesn't. But, you know, experiences, you know, have taught me that, you know, be careful of what you wish for is very prominent in my life. You know, even if I have like a thought of, you know, wishing ill on someone, it will be true. There was a time when I got pulled into a negative energy cycle and I was just raving mad, and I said some really nasty words to my partner. He went outside, you know, in correlation to what I had said to him. I'm not repeating it because I would hate to see it happen again, but he ended up going down to the lights and almost got hit by a car as well. Right. So, you know, it's very, very prominent for me for energy. It's very strong for me. That's the connection that I brought into this life because I've practiced in my past lives. I've even had energies come and attack me in my sleep. So I'm very careful as to where I go and where I tread. I'm not just, going to do black magic and just not even give a caution to the wind, because it's going to come back and haunt me. And it does, right? It has. Trust me, over and over again, right? So, well, to a certain extent, your words are a vibration, right? It's not so much that it's a spell, it's the vibration that you're carrying out. It's the action of the vibration, because we are vibrating at a high level. So that's why we look solid. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're vibrating so hard, that it is, right? We're all just cells, a vibration ourselves, right? So you have to be very aware of that, right? If you understand that you're a vibrating person or a vibrating energy, and that's all you are, why everything has that, I don't know. I'm still trying to grasp that part still. The best way that I can explain it was what was happening in my dream, that I was being chased down the street by a mob of people getting sticks and rocks and everything thrown at me because I was a witch. Everybody thought that I was a witch. And it was like, I don't want them thinking that in my life. Like, they don't understand that this is how it works, right? This is what is done. This is how things happen. And, coming into my home when this energy says, you live here. And I said, he was standing at my doorway in my dream. And he was standing at the doorway. He looked back at me. He could see me through the darkness, right? And he looked right at me, like dead square in the eyes, even like he was like standing right in front of my face, and said to me, do you live here? And I looked at him and said, don't you fucking step foot in my house. And he proceeded to open the door, walk in, and I had a battle with him right here in this doorway, where I would strike him and he would shatter into like a million light particles. And that was when I started my spiritual awakening. And you can't fight spiritual energy from this side. You have to allow the energies to deal with it, or, understand it before you try to battle your own demon, right? It just shattered, like into little minute particles, and then regenerated. Shattered and regenerated. Every time I went to strike him or punch him or anything, he would just, it was like fireworks, and then he would come back together, right? So, how to better put it into words to make people understand. I just have to explain my experiences, right? I've had where there was a gentleman that would follow me around my house when I would smudge my house and say, I don't want to have to leave. I don't want to go. I'm not leaving. I can't leave. And I said, you don't have to leave. He's like, well, why are you trying to get me out of here? I said, I'm not. I'm protecting the house. And he didn't understand that. And then, because he came to me in my sleep and he tried choking me, like literally. And I woke up, like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes later, and I couldn't breathe. I was like literally panicking. I had like suffocating. So why he didn't want to be left was because he wasn't being honored for his memory of his life that he had lived. So he wasn't, he'd taken out of the world at I guess he was probably in about his 40s, but he was taken out of this existence because it was time to check out, for the plan that he had wasn't being met. Like, what you are required or expected to do in this lifetime, a lot of people don't do. So they check out and they get to repeat it over into a different dimension, right? Like a different experience. They get to repeat and come back, and the cycle keeps going, right? Whereas, you understand it and you start looking into it and understanding where you come from or what you are, and understanding that you are a light particle and that you expand and contract, how better to understand it than just simplifying it? Like, there's all these people doing this Mandela effect. Well, the Mandela effect can kiss my ass, okay? Because it's just fucking with people's heads even more. Like, fake news and all the bullshit, get rid of it. Like, YouTube doesn't even monitor half the shit that, think about it yourself. Is it really necessary to be worried about how something is spelled or what experiences you're having that aren't, that, the words change and people are pronouncing it differently? Things change. The best way I can explain Mandela effect, think about it when you were a kid and you all sat around in gym class and you had that circle and you'd start saying, okay, well, the dog was green and black. Okay, so it goes all the way around the circle, comes back to you, and it's like the fog was light and wet. You know what I mean? Like, it changes. Things change. Things evolve. Things are different. People have a different experience. Language is, a whole different experience. We come up with slang words. We come up with different meanings. We come up with all kinds of different shit that, works for us or that we can correlate with in our experience. But people just, hello, anybody in there? Like, seriously, is anybody fucking in there to think about it? Right? Are you using your brain, or are you just, following the mass like centuries have done so long before us? Or are you going to stand on your 2 feet and go, logically think about it? Right? Simple. Common sense is not so common against common people. Like I watched that, and it was Australia or Austria 9 news, and any of that video that you see of the Markle baby and people talking about that it's been here for weeks. Well, he says it right in the video that the baby has been here for 2 weeks already. Like, come on, people, like, wake the fuck up. Haven't seen Meghan Markle, blah, 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 all this stuff around it. And then he says, well, everybody's saying, well, he's changed so much in just 2 weeks. Like, hello? Like, is that like gonna just like everybody's just gonna like, whew, didn't hear it, wasn't heard? We're not gonna even pretend it even happened. You know what I mean? Go check it out yourself. The video name, hang on, I'll grab it for you. Is the Meghan Markle thing. The video on the news clip for introducing baby Sussex. He says it right in the video, and then changes it to 3 weeks. Like, watch the body language of them, and you'll look at it and go, they're trying to make sure that nobody fucks up. And somebody fucked up. Harry fucked up himself and said, well, everybody's been saying he's changed so much over the last 2 weeks. And Meghan's talking so distant from it. It's not, you can't even feel that she has a maternal instinct, natural maternal connection with this child. Like, because she didn't carry it. She had a surrogate. Like, how long is it going to take for people to, wake the fuck up? Sorry, but that's just my point of view. But check it out and take your own assessment of the situation with what you've heard, right? Why would a new father come out and say, oh yeah, well, and then if you have a baby, okay, let me tell you from experience, I have 3 children. You know exactly how many days your baby has been in this existence. You beat down to the hours of how many hours this baby has been in this world. Not, oh, well, I think it's been what, 3.5 days? I don't know. Says it right in the interview too. Like, hello, are you that much of a disconnected parent? New father? You're not a new father then, because you're disconnected from this child that you never even had in your dimensional world until now. It's been carried by somebody else, a surrogate. That there's pictures of the surrogate standing outside with a security guard standing next to her. Now, why would there be just a random person sitting up where, the royal family is coming out of this hall and she's standing right there? They all looked at her. Like, everybody's giving lectures to this one lady that spits the truth. Take your own valuation from it. Don't take my advice, but the perception will be there. Check it out. But okay, so as far as your connection though, she has to be awake. Like, she probably is connected to you and not even aware that she's doing what she's doing. Okay, so if you're wanting to understand it, you have to send the vibration back up. You need to wake up and understand who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. And that's going to come as an internal voice to her. It's almost going to be like a little loudspeaker is going to go off in her head saying, what the hell? Why am I having these different thoughts? That's that connection coming forward. And you're transmuting it to her. It's like they say, when you're thinking about somebody and they call you, it's that connection that's being connected. You're like, your call is being connected. You know what I mean? Think of it that way. And transfer that energy and that thought train to her, right? And allow it to go, right? And then wait for a response back. If it's the same thing over again, then push more energy into it so the connection is repeated and understood. Loudspeaker in the head, right? They talk about this voice to skull. That is, my best correlation to voice to skull. It's the higher dimensional beings that are connecting with you. I don't believe in aliens, but I've seen them. I've had experiences where I was looking at a grid matrix from my window. It was bizarre, and I wasn't on anything. I had taken I lay down on the couch and I looked up, and there was like a little window that opened up, a little tiny one, probably about this big, and there was 2 alien heads looking down at me. But I wasn't on anything, but I was also in a meditative state, right? So, maybe it was just something that was, transferred into my mental space that I hadn't seen. I hadn't opened up that portal into that memory. So there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been understood yet, but people just automatically jump in the gun because it went viral or whatever. I don't think is the right avenue. I think everybody should take their own perspective and take what resonates with them and understanding it, right? And just prejudging it for yourself. What feels good to you and what your understanding of it is. But when people openly admit stuff and then they want to recant it, like, think about it. Why would a doctor not sign a document stating that this baby actually came into this world, when generations before, by law, have to, in England anyway, have to sign a document saying that they were witnesses to this birth? If nobody was a witness to this birth, that Meghan Markle had a baby, why would a doctor put his name on the line? For one thing, he would lose his medical license because he lied. That's, you know what I mean? If he's not going to be willing to sign a document saying that, oh yeah, I was there, I saw it, he's not going to sign his life away for somebody, no matter how big and important you are. That's his life. That's what makes his world go round. That's everything that he's reliant on. He's not going to sacrifice his life for, a few minutes of having a signature publicly displayed. That's, against the moral value or the ethic, the doctor's code, I guess you would say, right? She taught you but doesn't want to use the knowledge, so why wouldn't she want to be that's fucked. Like, that's so fucked. And see, like, even with my partner, we've figured this out, and he's allowed to go and think and review stuff that he wants to review and understand it, right? But if you're not willing to do the work, then cut the connection, because it's not helping you in any positive manner. It's not pushing you in a direction of positivity. It's keeping you connected on a negative level, like lower vibration. It's not advancing your vibration at all. It's it's pulling you back. It's like you're getting up here with your vibration and working really well, and then all of a sudden she comes along and goes, chops your knees off, and you're back down, right? So now you have to climb that ladder again. It's like snakes and ladders all over again, theory wise. Are you going to finish the game with her, or are you just going to just allow her to keep, pulling your energy and allowing you not to advance at your level that is comfortable for you? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so let's see what the guides say in regards to this. Being the shining knight, a knight in shining armor, always coming to the rescue. Always coming to the rescue. She's already done the battle zone. Like, she's not willing to give up. She's still coming through, and she's going to continue until you say, listen, I'm not going to be the knight in shining armor coming towards you anymore. I'm done. Like, don't call me unless you're serious about this. Let's work through this. Don't sit there and just come to the, the fence posts when you feel like, right? Cut that connection. Don't allow her access to your energy, for one. The next one is the world card. Your world's getting flipped upside down every time she decides to poke her head through the fence, even. You know what I mean? That energy, connecting to your energy, right? Lover's card in reverse. This is not a connection that you want to continue with at this point, right? Whether that happens in the future, but this is definitely not a connection that is in your favor. Okay, new beginnings. Number one, the wand. This is a new beginning, new life, new experiences. There's beauty within the new experience. Okay, so find that new experience that you're seeking, go with it, and shut it down. Shut the fucking connection down, is what I'm saying. Okay. She's not playing nice in the schoolyard, right? She's got all the cups filled the way she wants them filled, with what she wants in that cup, not what you want. She's doing her own thing, and she's just dragging you along for the ride. Okay, so that's just being direct and straight up with you. The Six of Cups, nothing is, balanced there. You're playing great in the yard and everything. She's got the cups filled before you even have a chance to even have a word in edgewise. So that masculine part, that's where that masculine part energy is coming from, is that Six of Cups not showing balance, and it's everything that she wants in it, not what you want. Nothing of yours is going to ever be transmitted, but that's probably why the connection was being blocked on her side. She was blocking you, but allowing only her calls to go through. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think like in a physical dimensional space, right? So, There you go. So stick with the new connection is where you're moving forward. Drop this one because this, you know, we get tired of those kind of energies hanging off of us. It's time to let that energy go and send that communication to her saying it's cut. Cut the fucking cord. Disconnect from that fucking call because it's running your bill up and you're going to be paying dearly for it in the long run once again. Okay, so let that connection fucking go. Cut the fucking cord on that call. Seriously, because you're getting dialed. You are getting dialed and being charged on your bill, not hers. She's charging on your bill. Okay, she's making phone calls on your credit, not hers. Okay. So, you know, that's, you're moving in the right direction as far as what you're doing. As far as the new connection that you're going with, let's see what's going on for you in the new connection. Let's see what the guides have to say for the new connection. What's the new connection? Oops. Top card. Oh, she has a Bound Chickie Bow Wow card popped up. Everybody on the channel knows this is the Bound Chickie Bow Wow. Look at the bitches coming through there. She got hips, she got booty, she got everything ready. You know what I mean? So this card that you hear in the channel is the Bound Chickie Bow Wow card. The girl is amazing. Okay, she's got a lot to offer. She's got her shit together. She knows what she's doing. She knows where she's going. She knows what she wants when she walks through that gate. Okay, she is compassionate, though. She's not going to be the type of person that's going to be a controlling. She's going to be a balanced energy for you. Okay. But yeah, that girl is coming through that gate for you. Check it out. Check that shit the fuck out. Because look at it. It's like, woohoo! She got everything. It'll be a lot better experience for you. 100%. You can't go wrong with this one. You can't. I think this is going to be a more balanced experience. It's like she's laid down the footwork for herself. Like she's very independently energy based. Like she's done her own. Like she's worked her own shit, her own magic for herself, and she wants to be able to appreciate it. Okay, so 100% move forward with it, Sean. 100%. I feel that the experienced person that likes like the erogenous zone, like she'll like kissing on your neck a lot. She may go to this area to stimulate you. Like it's just, and it's gonna put goosebumps all over you, like it does me. It's just like, like it's, you know what I mean? It's gonna be an amazing, connection for you guys. 100%. Like I get goosebumps, and I don't get goosebumps very often when is being affected with this connection. What needs to be done, or what should he be aware of in this connection? And it's nice of you to give her personal space. There you go. You're going to defend it, and you are going to strike down anything that comes in your way, right? You're going to take flight with this. You have the energy of the spirit guides working in your favor. The animals' energy is, you're going to have a bird's eye view, like an eagle has bird's eye view. You're going to see everything for what it is, and you're not going to be, sitting with no rose-colored glasses on with it. You're going to have, the vision of an eagle that can read a book from like 60 miles away, right? You still can read a book, right? You're going to have very clear perception on this relationship. The relationship is going to be very clear and very to the point. So don't be walking away. Don't be traveling away from her energy. They're telling you don't leave that energy. Don't feel like you have to pick up and leave it. And try to set down roots somewhere else. Give it an opportunity to allow the roots to be set. Because you're going to end up being like this. You're going to be the guy that's going to be sitting on her doorstep by the time you're done going, I really want you to be part of my life. So you may have to let her know, reassure her that you're there for her and wanting to move forward with her in a positive note, that, building that trust zone with her. She may have some trust issues going on because of her previous relationship, but you're going to be the type of energy that's going to walk up to her and you're totally going to be like, I'm buying you flowers, you buy her gifts. And she's going to be like, no, I don't want that. Don't take it as an offense. She's just not ready for those kind of gifts yet. So, just reassure her that you're not going anywhere. If you want to buy her the odd gift, do that just to reassure that, but don't overwhelm her with items. She's not like that. She's not requiring that from you. That's not what she's requiring. She just wants that connection and to feel safe within herself and to be able to let her true self out and to be seen, right? So Allow her to have that space, but don't walk away from it. That is a very positive connection for you. You know, seeing this is in a positive, she will come out of it. She will walk, and she will come through all the wall that's been holding her back. She will make it to the other side. Whereas the other girl was, I'm not giving up yet. I'm not ready to come. I'm going to come through and I'm just going to fuck everything up. Whereas this one is going to end up coming through and she's going to be able to work through it with the right person standing next to her, which is the King of Cups, the love, the energy, the positivity, just stand your ground and be honorable with her. But she will come through. She will make it through that. And you're going to be on the other side to welcome her through. Right? So look forward to that, right? So with that said and done, is there anything else that you want personally for yourself, Sean, regardless of the connection? Maybe you want an answer directly for your personal endeavors that you're maybe experiencing. That I don't do anything but 100%. Okay? 100%, You're very welcome, Sean. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the video. Your appreciation for me doing these videos is greatly appreciated from my side. So thank you very much. Okay, so Brianna. Now we got cars. My nose is itchy. My intuition's kicking into overdrive for Brianna. All right, so Brianna, what's going on, my girl? What do you need help with today? What can I help you with? What can we find that we can help with Brianna? Let's see what the guides say. Let's see. All right, so let's see what's going on for Brianna. Brianna, you got a lot of messages coming through. You got to get a reading done here, girl. Like a private reading. I think I've done quite a few of your personal readings. Here. So. So who's the Leo or Sag energy? Are you the Sag energy, or are you leaving the situation? Is what I'm seeing is that you've kind of packed up everything and kind of moved, or you're moving into a new place, like almost like you're traveling a distance to go into a new environment, right? Okay, so you're the Sag, because that's what I got from the Ten of Wands is Sag energy. But there's a Leo that's feeling like he's having to battle against a lot of he's not the person that he is, like second guessing, challenges the competition, you know what I mean? Feeling like he has to compete to, kind of stay in the ranks. He's been through a lot in his life. Like he's not lived, a very grand life. Like he's had to work hard to get to where he is, or he's battling right now to get to a state of being acknowledged for his value. Like maybe he's not being valued at this time by anybody, regardless of who it is. Okay. So you're moving. So you've packed everything up. You've packed your tent up and you're ready to pack up and go. Okay. So that's past energy now. Okay, so that's time to let that go. We're moving forward. We're moving in a direction of positivity. So what is, okay, so he's going to try to keep the connection with you. But there's the new energy is going to end up, whoever this new, the Emperor that's coming out, whoever this new energy that's going to come forward for you it's going to stand and protect you. It's going to be a protector. It's going to be, somebody that has the knowledge and the wisdom that has the experience to understand life, that's going to put you in a new direction, not having to look at the past, but he'll keep you guarded from the past so you'll have your time to work through whatever you need to, right? But I do feel that the energy that you were previously connected to is going to end up wanting to, or either this, well, it could be the Emperor turning into a king here, trying to feel like he can't be enough for you. So your expectations of what a relationship should be may be a bit different than this person that you're going to be connected.